So after being quoted the hadith, which I just did from Sunan ibn Majah, we discovered that there are numerous hadiths of the same the hadith of the same pattern, quoting about the issue of self-virgins. So hadiths are weak. They are completely weak. They are not authentic at all. The reason why they're not authentic, it is so absurd that you can say, for example, after being given paradise, so our gratification is just to have sex with women. It's so absurd. Because there are greater purpose for attaining paradise, not just to go and have sex. So sex should not be a priority because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us pure. So our mind will be pure. So our mind will feel free from all lusts. Because the sexual gratification, sexual desires is part of the lust in man and part of the uncleanness of the heart. So Allah will purify our hearts when we go to paradise. So this see that the hadith is so absurd. Now, when we move on, looking at it critically and with the intellectual capability Allah has given us, the hadith which saying that some two virgins used by the non-believers to bash the Muslims is not accurate at all. It's not authentic from the Rasul. There are some kind of infringes in the hadith. There are some kind of things that enter the hadith because that's to say that the hadith is not authentic at all. Now, looking at it from the other side, Allah has promised the people paradise. Fine, they promised the Shuhada paradise because those Shuhada who fought in the battle of Uhud. The battle of Uhud, that was the reason why those verses of the Shuhada was revealed. Battle of Uhud, what's Battle of Uhud? Is a battle that was fought by the Muslims and the Kuffar. That when Rasulullah told them to stay on the mountain and wait for them, some of them disobeyed and went down to the mountain to pick some bounties of the war and bricks of the wall. And when they would go down to pick the bricks of the wall, then the kuffar besieged them. They sieged them, and that led to a very fierce battle. They were killing themselves, and many of the Muslims died. That battle led to the death of Hamza and the death of some other companions, even the extent that the prophet was almost killed. That's why the verse came down that those who were killed in battle of Uhud, they are shuhada, and Allah will give them a good life and paradise. That's why those verses like Surah to Baqarah verse 154 and Surah to Al-Imran verse 169, where Allah talks about this, what Allah will say, "La takun liman yuqtalu fi sabila matbal hayya, walakin la tashurun." That those people who say, don't say to one who is killed in the way of Allah, then nay, that however they are, that ever you cannot perceive them, you cannot see them, but they are living inside of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah further fortified that verse with another verse in Surah to Al-Imran, verse 169, when he says, now the first was used, don't say. Now he says, don't think. لا تحسبن الذين يقتلون. There's an Indian قتل في سبيل الله بل حيا عند ربهم يرزقون. That don't say to those who don't think that those who are killed in the way of Allah are dead, but nay, they are living, and so in the presence of the Lord they are being given provisions. Now, when you see the provision, what provision? Allah blessed them with good tidings, blessed them with blessings. Now, shuhada is not just man, because woman also is shahida. Now, if you say man are giving 72 virgins as a shahida, as a shaheed, then what will woman be giving 72 men virgin? This is so obscure. This is like something that we cannot even imagine. That okay, if a woman becomes a shahida today, and that woman should be giving 72 men who are virgin to pound on her, just as a man giving 72 women to pound on them. So it is so obscure. So the truth of the matter is that the issue of 72 virgin is not even uncalled for. It's uncalled for. Before I come to conclusion on this issue, I would like to quote a hadith to see that women also counted among the shuhada. So if the shuhada are giving 72 virgin, then women should be giving 72 men. Would that be so reasonable to say? No. Let me hang with the hadith and say Sunan Abi Dawud. Sunan Abi Dawud, the hadith is found in number 3111. Sahih hadith. It's very sahih. Then the hadith was narrated by the famous Jabir ibn Athik. it says that inna Allah azza wa jal, it's right from Rasulullah, we said Rasulullah, قال رسول الله إن الله عز وجل قد أوقع أنه أجرع على قدر نياته, that Allah will give reward, will put down his reward on a kind of part of his niyyah, of his intention. We say, وَمَا تَعْدُونَ عَنْ شَهَادَةٍ. Then look at what are the counts. You count down. Who are the shuhada? Let's see who are the shuhada from this verse. Who are those who die in the sake of Allah? And it says, قالوا, they said, قتلوا في سبيل الله. Shuhada, those who died of martyrs, and one of them is those who died in the sake of Allah Ta'ala. قال رسول الله شهادة. It says شهادة Sabi Suwa. Now, the people is asked Rasulullah, who are those? Count the people of Shuhada. One of them said, those who died in the way of Allah. Rasulullah said, not just that. There are others. Who are they? Shuhada. Rasulullah said, Shuhada are 7 likes. Sab'a Sawa, 7 parts, 7 types. Say, Qatl fi sabilillah. One, kill in the way of Allah. The other one is a Maj'un Shahida. Even the one who is being caught. I mean, some example, you take a sword, cut someone, not even instead of say a sake of Allah, just cut the person say Shaheed, and say Allah. And he said, well, Harak Shaheed, one who is drowned. For example, you went to a river and you cannot swim and you drown them, you drown them, maybe subconsciously you drown without you intentionally going there to kill yourself, then it's also a Shaheed. Then he said, well, Sahibu Da'at Jam, Shaheed, even the one who died in a sickness called Da'at Jam, very, very deadly sickness at that time. It says sickness of the stomach. When it comes and when it affects humans and he dies, then that person is so a Shaheed. Then he continued by saying, Wa Mabtu'un Shaheed. Then the one who fell on a well, fell on something, also a Shaheed. And also was Sahibu Harq al-Shaheed. The one who also was burned either by fire, was attacked, was being attacked. When, example, it comes to a place where there's a filling station, place like maybe something burnt there and they died there without him knowing, also a Shaheed. And he continued, وَالَّذِي يَمُوتُ تَحْتًا هَدَامُ Shaheed. Anyone who died also behind something, maybe like a hadam, also a shaheed as well. Then he continued, وَمْرَاتُ تَمُوتُ بِجُمْعِ Shaheed. Anyone, woman who is also pregnant, heavy, it's also what? And die in that process, it's also a shaheed. For example, a woman who is in bed bound, didn't try to deliver a child, and processing, through that process he died, also a shaheed. So will you not tell me that woman will be married to 2 men in paradise, and themselves 2 men will pound on her? Does that make sense? No. Since a man is a shaheed, a woman is a shaheed, they have equal rewards. Allah says, because Allah says that وَكَذَلِكَ وَزَوَّجْنَاهُمْ بِحُورٍ. Now, the whom there is not just only the men, the women as well. What does that actually mean? When Allah used that word, zawajnahu bi'ur'in, or Allah says wa'ur'in or wa'ur maksurata fi khiyar, it means that Allah will purify them and clean them due to their actions, and they will become maiden virgin. They become maiden virgin because they will have their good deeds with them. Because they will be pure, and Allah will give them a companion of the same kind. Now that's why it is befitting for a Muslim man of pure heart, one who is clean. That's what Allah says, a believer is for a believer. So a believing woman is for a believing man. And a non-believing woman is for not a believing man. Because a believing woman, a believing man, when you get married, you meet yourself in paradise together. If you're a Muslim man, you have to marry a Muslim woman who is a devoted woman, just as I'm devoted, then we'll be in paradise as well. If you want to be a drunk, you go drink alcohol. If you have to marry your kind, that both of you will be either in hellfire. So that's to say, when you go to paradise, as with your good deeds, God will give you the one of the same pattern, the same kind, because you cannot be with the wrong kind. You be with the same kind. Allah, let's